So I'm in the middle of my third chunk of playtime in this game. I just beat a big weird rat cat thing that floated around, and he gave me an Ash of War, which is this game's. You attach them to the weapon that you have equipped, and it's like a type of magic that you can use. But you can only have one equipped to that weapon at a time. I've actually found two of the same Ash of War, so I don't know exactly how that's going to play out in the full game, but I didn't expect to find duplicates of things. It's one that I started with, so maybe that's why. Maybe if I picked a different character class, I would have started with a different Ash of War on my weapon. But I found a second one of these. It's called Thunderbolt, shoots bolts of lightning. The cat gave me one that has 4 little daggers that float around me and then auto target when an enemy gets close. It's what everybody that I've seen talk about this game say is pretty much the best Ash of War. So of course I get it after I've beaten, I think this was the last boss that I get to fight. I think that was the last one, because I beat the guy at the end of the Legacy dungeon as soon as I started playing, and he gives me a key which unlocks a door which has a ladder and a little bitty room that I can't go up because it says like wait for the full game. Anyway, there's my horse on a beach with a bird next to it, and then off in the distance you can see these big glowy goopy slug creatures just roaming around the beach. I'm about to go fight them, see how it goes. Update: I killed them. They weren't that tough. You do basically no damage to their outer shell, and then you have to stagger them and do a killing blow in their throat or whatever. They look like big weird squid things up close. They're really cool, and they have little squid babies that you get to fight as well. So took them down, no real problem there. Another thing that I found roaming around on the beach were glowing footsteps in the sand. They moved about as fast as my horse, so I had to cut it off to hit it, and there's an invisible creature that I hit. You one-shotted him, and he gave me a summon, which is pretty cool. And then after that and beating the Cthulhu-looking guys, I went back to the tutorial dungeon because somehow I'd missed the tutorial boss. Apparently you can skip like the entire tutorial dungeon and just walk right out, which I did. And that's where I am right here. I just beat the Soldier of Godric, and I have my 4 daggers that I pulled out, and they one-shotted him. So not really much of a boss. Just found my first glitch. I tried to catch it on camera, but I was a little too slow. I summoned my horse, and it didn't come, but I was just floating in the air like I was riding on my horse. And the horse never showed up, and I was just sitting there, like stuck in one spot. And then the game killed me, which is one way to fix that, I guess. I probably could have fast traveled out of it, maybe, but I guess if you're stuck, glitched, the game kills you. So this game has a lot of really cool moments like this. This is when you're first heading toward Stormvale Castle, the first Legacy dungeon. You break through an encampment of a whole bunch of enemies. There's probably like 20, and then there's a campfire or a site of grace, and then you come in through these like an archway, and there's this guy up on the mountaintop. So you think, oh, that's a boss. I'm gonna kill him and he's never gonna come back. Well, he does. These guys are kind of scattered all around the map, and they're big, and they're not super difficult, but they're a little difficult. They got a lot of health, and he jumps down and fights you with archer number 1, and then archers number 2 and 3 shooting at you the whole time. It's awesome. So even after putting about 8 hours into this game and exploring extensively, I think I've beaten all the bosses now. But I just found this encampment here, which had a couple of mid-level enemies to take out and some wolves, and it had a full set of armor just laying on the ground. So that was pretty cool. And then right outside of the tutorial dungeon, I found a ledge that I had to drop down to that had an item on it. And then I had to fast travel out of it because I don't know if there was another way to get back. I think anywhere that I would have dropped off of that ledge that I was on, I would have died. Maybe in the full game, there'll be a pathway out. The game's pretty good about putting ledges for you to fall down onto when you're at an area that's very high. You just have to look for them sometimes, but I didn't see one off of this one. So it'll put ledges like these in front of you. See, there's a ledge up there, and then there's another ledge down there. So if you're up on the cliff, you can just fall your way down. There may be another ledge down there before you reach the valley. So maybe the last thing that I'm likely to find in this game was right outside of the encampment with the set of bloody wolf armor. There were a bunch of bloody wolves, like a bunch of wolves. So I took them all out, and then I wandered off a little bit to the side and found a site of grace that I had not found, that was hidden in like a little nook. I think I might be done with this tech demo at this point. I may come back to it in a future chunk of time to explore like a different class, or maybe try out some of the magic or something. But I genuinely don't know if there's anything left for me to discover. I was wrong. The game keeps surprising me. Look at all those giants I just found in this area. So I'm going to go kill all of them and see what's up here. Somehow I missed this spot too. This map is dense, and they give you a ton to explore in this tech demo. I'm amazed. Yeah, so the giants are pretty much for farming smithing stones. The move with them I found was to lure them all together. My daughter just woke up, so I'm about to have to get off. But yeah, if you lure them all together, they'll just knock each other around and do a ton of damage to each other. It makes it a lot easier instead of having to fight. There's like 6 or 7 of them. And then there was like a Cthulhu looking dude off in the distance. And there was also a statue that you could get the giants to break that had 6 smithing stones in it. So you can upgrade a lot of your weapons with smithing stones. So they're pretty important. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Now she's... Bye. Bye. Thank you, baby. Yeah, so that's that. Alright, so one last thing. I've got like 3 minutes before this test ends. Remember how I was talking about how there was a giant on top of the ledge? Well, I'm on the ledge that the giant was on. You can't see it very well, but down there's the courtyard that he drops onto. So I just killed him up here. Just thought that was really cool. So thanks for checking out my video. Like and subscribe for... Mostly I do reviews, so more content, not like this, but reviews with gameplay. I would have done gameplay of this, but again, they won't let me capture it, so here I am taking videos of my TV screen with my phone. But thanks for checking it out. Also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at Ross Varner. That's my name. Jibbs Squib is my gamer tag. I love to talk about video games or movies or whatever's going on in entertainment, so hit me up there if you have any questions or anything you want to talk about. Thanks for checking it out.